Hey guys, what is up? It is Dom, and in this video, we're doing something very special. It is going to be a full presentation on over 20 different ways to get leads for your GoHighLevel SaaS agency. A ton of these methods also work for getting leads in any situation that you want in business. But this is probably going to be one of the most in-depth videos I've ever made on getting leads. So for anyone watching who doesn't know how to do lead generation, they struggle with getting clients, or maybe they just struggle at sales and marketing, then this video is for you. And with me today to do the entire presentation is my friend Declan O'Reilly, aka the GoHighLevel Wizard. He's an award-winning SaaS agency owner, as you can see right here, and he has won multiple awards in both the affiliate program and the SaaSpreneur program. So he's truly done it all. He's also won specific awards for community growth and for coaching. So everything you hear in this presentation, all these different lead generation tactics, has been tested and proven by Declan himself. So without wasting any more time, let's get into the video.
So the first step in this process is just getting unlimited leads with ChatGPT. And again, it's free, which is awesome. You know, a lot of people back in the day using costly scrapers and a bunch of other bullshit that you do not need. You can just get it all for free. So let me walk you through exactly how this works.
Perfect. Let's do it.
So first step in this process, you're going to need Google 100 results. Basically, Dom, what this does is this allows you, as you see right up here, to have 100 search results on Google. It's amazing. You can go through the entire thing. That way you'll have way more leads as opposed to the typical 10. So you can just search this right here. It'll be this one right here, and it'll look just like this. It's a completely free Chrome extension. You install it, you're done. You know, nothing being charged there, and then you're good to go. Once you have that installed, you're then basically going to pick a niche, go to Google, and use these search terms. So we're going to start with plumber, because, you know, it's a classic niche, and we're just going to type in @gmail.com. And by the way, you can do this for Outlook. You can do this for Yahoo. You name it. You can do this for phone number, and you would literally just type in sell. And it really is for any of those terms. And then you just click enter. And what this is going to do is this is going to go through and tag all the people basically that have plumber and just scrape all of their Gmails. And again, you can do this for any email off of Google. So we come in here and we're like, oh, sweet. Look at all these Gmails for free. All you would do then, come through. You don't got to copy them all. We'll just copy this many. We will hop on over to ChatGPT and we will go, please make this organized by business name, email, and phone number if it's there. And we just click paste.
Wow, that's crazy.
And look at this. I mean, look at how sick this is. You can literally get hot leads across the board. And here's the thing, Dom, that you can do if you want to go even further. You could come up here and you could go Front Royal, which is the town I'm near.
Yeah.
It will bring all the leads. So you can get as narrow as you want.
That's awesome. Yeah, this is huge because that is one of the things that I taught earlier, you know, in my high level career was like go to Google and find people in the right niche that you're looking for, or find people in that local area, and then kind of go one by one and pick out the email and this and send them all this. Now we've got ChatGPT to not only do that for you, but there's so many different things that I know you're going to talk about in this presentation of how to reach out to those people. So this is going to be pretty cool.
Oh, dude, it's insane. It takes all that manual guesswork out of it that took forever. So all you have to do now, really simply, you copy this, John. You come back into, let's say, Google Sheets or Excel, whatever you want. You can just paste it. And again, you can conform the columns how you want it. But once you have this, you very simply just need to go into high level, okay? Import your contacts, which again, there's videos on this all over YouTube. I'm not going to go super in depth in this because it's very simple. But once you do that, you just get all of your leads in and you're done. So from there, you now can go whenever you want, like whenever you want to Google in any niche, email, phone number, even social media. But like, look at this. Look at this. You got social medias now. So from there, you now have basically unlimited leads. You follow that basic process from ChatGPT, copy and paste, get into a spreadsheet, import it into high level, and you're done.
Perfect.
So now that we have the leads, Dom, and we have everything loaded in, and you now know where to find leads, you now have to learn how to close them. Because if you just have leads and you're not using them, it's useless. It's just like people getting snapshots and not using them.
Yes.
It's useless. So now what I'm about to do, and I'll do this as fast as possible, I'm going to go over 21 different ways to find these people and close them. So once you have the leads now, 21 different ways you can go in and actually sell these people and make money. So let's jump in and I'll walk you through everything as fast as possible.
Perfect. I'm excited to see 21 different ways.
The first way to start getting and closing these clients is a classic, which is cold email campaigns through GoHighLevel. So very simply, once you have your list in contacts, you can come in and you can basically send out email blasts. Now you can do very classic ChatGPT, send a very generic message to everybody, or what you can do is you can use Loom for free. okay, let's say go to their Google business profile, do a basic audit, and keep it ultra narrow. Now that is like way more powerful because it's more narrow. It's just way less scalable. That's one of the options you have for that, where you can immediately go in and, you know, as opposed to doing the big blast, is just using Loom or any sort of screen recording, you know, software and call them out. Like if it's Jared from Jared's Plumbing, be like, Jared, you're missing your phone number. You know what I mean? Like,
do you think there's a world where AI would do that for you? Where AI would create the videos, create like a version of you that sounds perfect, and then do that for you at an insane speed and could knock out 100 of them in, you know, an hour or 2 hours?
I love that you said that because that is exactly where it's going. And you're already seeing that coming up. So it's like a perfect precursor to that world. Because imagine where you have those people, just like I said, specific, and then it's calling every single person out specific to their business. It's like, bro, you'll sell at biblical proportions there.
If you do it first, you got to be first. You got to be early. I think that's the thing that we're trying to teach you guys right now, is like, you got to be first and early to this thing. This is going to be a wave. So when this thing comes out, I mean, there's stuff out that already that can take you and turn you into AI and do sales calls as you. But when this thing becomes mainstream, make sure you're on this boat early.
100%. Yeah, it's really the early bird's going to be getting the worm here, or the bag, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
All right, number 2 on the list is the classic dreaded cold calling. So all you have to do with cold calling is get the numbers of the leads you brought in and call them. You don't really need a super advanced script. Make sure they have something that's wrong on their Google business profile. I know a lot of people get really in depth on this, but really cold calling is just a numbers game. It's good to have some sort of lead magnet. But I actually think cold calling goes really well with other things. So like if you're doing cold email, you're doing social media outreach, and I'm going to go over into some of these other strategies here later, but you go over, like you use a multi-attack approach. That way I think cold calling be really good. You can also use automations to do like voicemail drops or any sort of stuff like that, and maybe combine it with SMS marketing. But cold calling, it's pretty basic. You get the numbers, you find them, you dial them, and you call them. Now, I know right now, in America, to do outbound AI cold calling, the FTC said it's illegal. You can look at it on their website. I know a lot of people are doing it, and you know that's how it goes. But according to as of right now, it is illegal to do AI cold calling.
Most people, when they cold call, they're scared because they don't know what they're going to say. Do you recommend that they at least do some type of research on that business before calling? That's what I always say. I'm like, you better know who you're calling and why if you're going to do a cold call.
Yeah. Yeah, I say go to the Google business profile and just do a basic search. Let me show you. You can just look up any local business. And one of the things, like, because that's great that you said that, Dom, to find a piece of info, is you can just go on and be like, your guys' hours aren't right, or your guys' website is off, or you guys don't have Google business, you know, whatever you want to name it. I think the thing is with cold calling, and this is just my opinion, at the end of the day, you just have to be cool with rejection.
Yeah.
You can have the best strategy in the world, and people are still going to tell you to go away.
That is true.
Like, there's not really a golden or silver bullet for this. You just kind of have to be able to.
Cold calling is still something that I am not excited about for this exact reason. I would rather have something more visual, but I understand people do really well in cold calling, and you can knock out a lot way faster. So, I mean, it's good. It's more quantity over quality.
100%. Okay, number 3 on the list is social media outreach, which is also known as cold DMing. I personally am extremely good at this. So this is one of the awards I won. It's the FlowChat 6-Figure Club Award. I was able to win this in about 3 months. This is 97% profit margins. And this is all with cold DMing. It's one of my specialties. It's something that I utilize especially for service-based businesses. So I'm going to go in a little bit in depth in this because I think cold DMing is extremely misunderstood. And I think a lot of people, they just absolutely butcher it because they're just going straight for the sale when you got to use a little more finesse here. So with cold DMing, it's quite simple. You do that same ChatGPT thing that I showed you earlier where we do plumber, but then what you would do is you would put in, let's say, Instagram, and you can even put in Virginia if you want to keep it, you know, or whatever state you live in, to keep it more specific. And this will bring up all of the plumbers near you. Now, I have other videos on this, so I'm not going to take an hour to explain the way cold DMing works, but I'm going to make this as simple as possible. You would click in, okay, to their profile. You would send them a message, very simply, but there's really 2 different kinds of messages you can send. And this is where people go super south with this. They get a written message that's about this long, and it just talks about how they can sell you. The quickest way to win with DMs, especially cold DMs for service-based businesses, is twofold. Number 1, you have a shared pain point, which is you send them something that you have in common with them. Like, oh my gosh, I hate marketers for plumbing, which they kind of suck, but it would be something that you have in common that you would experience. It immediately breaks the ice and it makes them trust you. The other one is a direct call out. Like, dude, I just looked at your business and I'm curious why your hours didn't work. I just called you. Those two simple options will get you so far in this game. Again, I have other videos on that, but like that alone, like I got that award from just doing that.
Simplicity, I swear it works so well. Like that's kind of how I built my entire career, was off of simplicity, where people are like, what? That's there's got to be more to that. I'm like, no, there's not. That's why
Yeah.
it works. If there was more to it, it wouldn't work. I'm like, that's too confusing.
Exactly. Yeah, you keep it stupid simple. So that's cold DMing. And yeah, it's as simple as that. So number 4 on the list is SEO. So I'm not even going to lie to you. This is a very slow burner. I mean, Dom, you know this too. Do not expect to get results overnight with this. This is only something you want to use if you are willing to spend months doing this. And it's very simple. You go to the website, okay? You come into the metadata, make sure everything's optimized. You have enough content on the profile. You have some citations going, and then you optimize the Google business profile. That way you're getting on-page SEO, technical SEO, and local SEO. And you pick a very specific phrase like websites in Chantilly or whatever place you live or wherever. And it's as simple as that. And it will take a long time. So this is one of those things where if you do it properly, you can get unlimited leads, but it takes so long. I don't know what your thoughts on that, Dom. I know that SEO is just one of those things that it works, but it's brutally painful to get through because the patience required.
It's much better for established businesses, and it works really well. Like when you have 150 Google reviews right there, and that is part of SEO, that's part of optimization. As someone who owns a physical business, a land clearing, landscaping, and excavation business, we have been working on our reviews for the last 3 years, and it's finally starting to take off, and it's helping us so much because we don't have to work as much to get clients, to get leads. They're just coming in for free.
100%. Yeah, exactly. Emphasis on free. It's like the ultimate, it's almost like word of mouth on steroids.
Correct. And not only that, SEO is also a way to showcase what you've done. Like that's another big thing, is like, of course I'm going to show our reviews. Of course I'm going to put photos on Google. Of course I'm going to put a good description in there. Like, why would you not do that anyway? So you're kind of just knocking out 2 birds with 1 stone, and any business owner should be doing it regardless.
100%. Okay, video content number 5. This is very, very simple. It's YouTube. It's putting out content on social media. You can just use Loom, or you can just use your iPhone and just do like a, hey, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. To be honest, for SEO or SaaS agencies or AI agencies, this is another slow burner. That's why I have it paired right here. I mean, Dom, you're the king of YouTube here, so you understand this. It just takes a shitload of time. So again,
sometimes, depending on which type of video content you're doing, YouTube, obviously long form content or informative content can take a long time to get the SEO, but sometimes you can hop on TikTok, go viral one time and be famous the next day. Obviously, we've seen that a lot. That's why it's really important to figure out that short form content, and AI is taking over content. There's so many different things that are going viral right now. And if you can find those trends and find out what works as good hooks, then yeah, short term is going to go viral and get you way more views than long term. But both are great, and you need both. I do believe you need both for almost every industry.
Wait, real quick, Dom, you actually just sparked a question in my mind. As someone like you who's done really freaking well on TikTok, what would you suggest for a SaaS or AI agency to do? Because a lot of people, it's every platform. Do I do LinkedIn Shorts, Facebook Shorts, Instagram Shorts? You know what I mean? Confusion. If you had to pick one place, if they wanted to do video content, what would you say it to be? Like,
okay, so the first thing you need to break down when talking, that's a good question, because you have other people that are promoting the affiliate side of things, which is completely different. So a lot of the people that you scroll through, like, oh, that's affiliate. They're not actually promoting the SaaS agency. Okay, you are correct. So what is the difference between promoting it as, hey, you should try this industry out, versus, hey, this is my agency and I'm going to help you, or I need clients? The difference is what you're actually offering, the value of what you're offering. So SaaS clients, like if you're trying to get SaaS clients, if you want to reach out to a landscaping company and you're trying to help them with their website, then you need to be very upfront about the value that you're bringing. So that hook has to be toward them. If I'm an affiliate, my hook is toward you, toward the entrepreneur. I'm saying, hey guys, want to make money or want to do this, whatever. Obviously that's for you. But if I'm trying to reach out to a land clearing business, I'm not going to be like, hey, you want to stop what you're doing and just go do this software thing? It makes no freaking sense. Your value proposition has to be completely dependent, and it doesn't have to be dependent on the industry itself. It can be if you want to niche down. We know how I am about that. I don't necessarily niche down with SaaS, but I understand why people do. Some people swear by it, fully get that. And if you want to niche down, do it. it, it's actually going to make your content way easier because let's say you're niching down to lawn care only, then all of your hooks are going to be about lawn care marketing and helping different lawn care companies. Basically, the hook is what's going to grab the attention of that client that you want, whether it's like, hey, do you want a lawn care company in Springfield, Illinois? Like that hook, anyone that owns a lawn care company in Springfield, Illinois is going to keep watching because it's so specific to them that they're going to just keep watching. You can do this for every city. You can do this for any type of hook that you want. Watch how this lawn care company grew from nothing to, 500,000 a year in 3 years. Like that's a good hook. These are all things that are going to hook people. And then you just have to just keep going and explaining what you do. You have to do it quickly within 30 seconds or 60 seconds, which if you watch any of my content, you'll know exactly how to do that. I've made videos in the past on exactly what you just said, how to get different types of clients. I've had comments that were like, hey, I'm a lawn care business. I'm a landscaping business. I'm this. I need help. I need help. It's not just affiliates, guys. So once you find out that hook, the value proposition, and what these people are looking for, it's honestly pretty easy.
If you have any more questions, please drop a comment. That's gold right there because he's actually done it. You know what I mean?
I was going to say, I do all three. So not only the SaaS agency and the affiliate side, but I actually run the companies that these agencies are helping out. I'm doing it for myself. So like I have landscaping, lawn care, I have a telecommunications company. So I know the sides of every single thing that we're talking about right now. So all of the things that Declan's bringing up right now, I'm like, oh yeah, I use that in my landscaping business. Oh, I use the SaaS agency. So it's kind of funny seeing it. And it's not saying you guys should go do that. It's kind of hard to do all three at the same time. But once you go through the steps, you'll find out why it works so well.
Yeah, that's pure gold. Because one last point, I know we've taken a lot of time on this, but this is just so valuable, is that you have experience with the service-based business. That so many people, they diagnose and then they treat with the wrong prescription, so to speak. They would be like creating that exact kind of content as an influencer would, as opposed to a service-based business. But you actually know. You're not just like, this is in theory, because you've done it. So it's like the perfect sort of formula to actually know works because you have experience.
Correct. There are those three different things that I just brought up, and I bring them up in my YouTube channel all the time, the 3 different ways to make money with GoHighLevel. They're completely different. When you look at the actual aspect of content creating, how you talk about each one of those is completely different. The hook for each one is different. The value proposition is different. The content is different. So for landscaping, we just closed a $250,000 landscaping bid yesterday. Our biggest job we've ever done, $250K, one job. It's for a church. And so we have to go do landscaping for that church. And obviously we don't want to mess it up. We want to make sure it's great for them so that they can, hook us up with more deals because they're a church. They know other churches and stuff. But the way that I'm going to create content for that is by just setting up my camera and doing a time lapse of the actual work. Now, why am I doing that? It shows exactly how good we are at what we do. And if we're not good at what we do, why the hell would I film it? Like, we're good at what we do. I'm showing you exactly. A time lapse shows exactly what that person is doing throughout the entire time span of the job. It is the most genuine form of content creation without any editing because a time lapse edits itself. Like, why is everybody not doing this? I don't get it. It makes no sense. If you're a landscaping business, lawn care, and you're not making time-lapse videos, no offense, you're an idiot.
Well, what's crazy about that is you have the secret advantage of being an agency first, which means you know all the tools that trade. So it's like it's really actually funny. And I know we got to move on from this, but one last point that just is crazy is that, because I've done this with my hair salon, is that you now know both sides of the aisle, which means you're using both weapons, which means all of the other landscaping, land clearing businesses, the vast majority, maybe 99%, they're not doing any of the tech shit.
They don't stand a chance, especially in my town. We kill them.
Word of mouth and no content. You're turbocharging because you have every pillar lined up.
And they're old. If you're young and you're watching, no offense to older people, like you guys can still do this, but if you're young and watching this and you think, oh, how am I going to compete with this guy? He's been in the business for 30 years. You almost have an advantage, especially with the stuff that we're talking about.
That's what I'm saying. Young, rich, and good looking. Can't beat it.
I mean, you got to have all three. No, I'm just kidding. But it is nice.
Number 6 is podcasts. I swear, out of all the people I talk to, this is probably one of the most underutilized ways to get clients for your SaaS agency. Let me explain how this works. So if you come right in here, this is my local town podcast, okay? I joined this many years ago. And here's what's crazy. So every major news outlet, CNBC, Fox News, CNN, all of them, they have subsidiaries underneath of them, which have all these other little branch off news companies to, let's say, go over local stuff. So it's local PR. And what happens is these people give news to the entire local region, county / area. And what happens, you can see I have a couple more, like a ribbon cutting ceremony and a couple of their interviews.
That's so cool.
They have these, Dom, in every single county, and people are oblivious. Here's the best part about this. Not only do you have the entire older people that love this kind of stuff go, these young kids must be legit because my buddy Mike is propping them up. These guys, news companies have, without a doubt, the biggest, most active email lists of anybody. I initially got my first biggest clients, like my $3,000 per month agency clients, from this.
That's
Because
so
when they
cool.
blasted it out, Dom, everyone trusted.
Dude, I can't believe you just brought this up. I was never going to bring this up in my content, but we obviously have one of these in Springfield where my hometown is, and we're supposed to do a ribbon cutting for the local business that I just started. Both of my local businesses, actually. And it's exactly this. And I honestly was very hesitant at first. I'm like, oh man, it is a lot of older people. This is old school. You go to the business journal, you go to the events, and everyone is there and they accept their little awards, and it's for every single type of business. But like, isn't that what we're in here for? Like, we're kind of doing that, So it's actually a great way to get out there. And I think people should talk about. I can't believe you brought this up. I had no idea you were going to bring it up, but I'm in this realm right now. So I'm excited.
I'm going to tell you one other thing that's going to blow you away. This is without a shadow of doubt. Whether you are a service-based business owner or a marketing agency, there is one other thing that this does other than having an email list and a video credibility. It is one of the most, and I want everyone to seriously listen to this because this is the holy grail that I found when I did this. Earned PR, okay? Earned press, not paid. Earned press is the strongest kind of backlink you can have for SEO. The strongest. It's goated. It's number one. This is what this is. This ranked me number one right here because it is an actual backlink from an actual source where you didn't pay. You earned it. It's not just some random thing on a website that's not being used. Like, dude, I'm telling you, if anyone can do this, you need to put all of your effort in this because this is what made me break the 10K a month mark back in the day. I couldn't break until because it gave me the exposure and the backlink. So yeah, absolutely.
And when by the way, when he says backlink, you mean if someone types in Declan O'Reilly now, you come up on Google. People can find you on Google. They can find this right here from 2 years ago, published 2 years ago, and they're still going to find this. They can see this. They can see all the content. That puts so much authority on your name. It's insane.
It also boosts your website. It boosts it like crazy. And one last point on this. If you know the guys and get insides into these, you can get your clients featured as a paid service. A little golden nugget here. Dude, you got a service-based business. I have a law firm I can show you after that I did this with. You can charge them a couple grand. Hey, man, I'll get you featured. Bro, you doing arbitrage at its best.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, wow.
Okay, number 7 on the list is referral systems. I have a student that just uses this and has gotten to 5K a month part-time using referral systems. Check this out. So I'm just going to be super honest with you. I would send you straight to acquisition.com, into courses, into leads course, and use this free video from Alex Ramosi. This alone has made me over 50K. It is golden. Like, it's free. Have you watched these, Dom? His free course.
I have not watched this. I know who Alex Ramosi is, obviously, but I haven't watched this.
Dom. I'm telling you, better than any online guru course I've bought. This free course right here, which I'm going to reference another video later. It is short to the point and the most in-depth shit I have ever seen on this. This video alone, I recommend everyone to go to this. It's a little shameless plug for Alex and watch this because A, is free, and B, it's like, dude, you'll see what I'm saying. You won't even know that there's that many parts to a referral system.
I'm going to definitely check it out.
Number 8 is events and conferences. This is one of probably the harder ones to do because you have to go in person. But in my opinion, this is how you're going to find the biggest clients. So you can go on Google or in ChatGPT and you can just search business expos or plumber expos or lawyer expos, whatever you want, and you'll be able to find these kinds of things. Now, for some of you who know my content, you know about the business association thing. I'm not going to talk about that just yet. But as for this right here, these are some of the easiest ways to get face-to-face with businesses. And I want to break down something really fast, is that the really big businesses, they are not in their DMs. They are not answering their own phones, and they are not answering their own text messages. So one of the only ways to get to the whales, the huge clients, is the face-to-face stuff. I have gotten the vast majority of my clients back in the day for my agency going to expos and networking events. And I'm going to go over networking in a second, but you'll go face-to-face with the business owner. You walk into one of these expos, it's like all these people, the owners are there. Hey, how you doing? Shake their hand. boom, you either get featured on their channel or you just start a conversation and sell them right there on the spot.
Yeah, 100%. Face-to-face is the best way to do it. Most people aren't. Everybody's online. But if you can get to one of these expos or one of these events, that's awesome. And it goes hand in hand with what we just talked about in the last one, where it's like that local outreach ribbon cutting thing. These are all events. These are all things that people go to. They look at it. You might not think so because you're 21, 22 and you're on Instagram. But these 40, 50, 60-year-olds that have way more money than you, they're in the newspaper. They are on, the business journal. They are on these things that are coming up in their local news, and they watch the local news and they see things like this and they go to things like this.
I couldn't agree more. And one last point that I'm going to hint at later. And Dom, I know you know this better than anyone else, but like the online world is becoming more and more wary of cold outreach because of AI and because of scammers. It's become way harder to get in touch with people. I mean, you even saw with HTTP verification that used to not exist. You could just spam, messages all day. So it's like getting face to face. You now have the ability to bypass all of the blockers and immediately talk to these people ASAP. So it's a whole new level of direct approach to selling.
I will say this, and I'm going to be quick about it. Yep. Whenever my land clearing business partner wants to get something done, he like with a different person, with another business, with another landscaping business and wants to make a deal, he brings me in just to be there because he knows as soon as they look at me and they're just like, hey, what do you do? I got my hood up and I'm the tech guy. Every time I just go, he just looks at me and he's like, say what you do. And I say what I do and we get a deal every time without even trying. They're just like, what the hell? Like this is insane. They look me up online. I have a huge social media presence. They're shocked by it because you have a kid, even if I'm not Elon Musk, I'm not some crazy tech guy, tech genius, I'm not Bill Gates, but because I understand the basics of Instagram and Facebook, these older guys are genuinely, if you connect that with business, they're genuinely like, oh my God, this guy understands how to post on Instagram correctly. This guy knows YouTube. This guy makes a video and puts his face online. How does he do that? They're shocked by it and they will do anything to work with you. I've seen this time and time again. It's almost why I avoid the events because I would get too many clients. I'm not even joking.
You hear that, guys? Too many clients.
Way too many. I don't got time for that crap. No, I'm just kidding. I get, obviously hire a team. You can scale. We can talk about that later. But yeah, no, I get way too many people being like, oh my God, can you build my website? Can you do this? It would be too easy.
Listen, you guys heard it straight from the horse's mouth. You got to get in the in-person events. It will change your life. All right, number 9, online communities. This is all the rage these days. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So there's multiple different ways you can tap into online communities. Number 1, you have school, which everyone knows about. Number 2, you have Reddit, which is honestly what I call the people's internet. You then have Quora, which is like all the questions you could ever want. Then you have the classic goated Facebook groups. Between these 4, you can tap into entire communities of like-minded people that if you can win their trust, it is the closest thing to shooting fish in a barrel. I know, Dom, you probably have already experienced this, but getting into these sort of things, especially Reddit, no one messes with the Reddit because they don't know how, but like there's entire plumber threads here where these guys go to just socialize. You can, any niche, you name it. You type it in, you would now have, we'll just type this stuff in. You now literally have like so much stuff, and you can just go in, message people. And then again, you don't want to be a scammer and just start spamming people, but like between school, Quora, Reddit, and Facebook groups, you have all of your perfect avatar clients in one spot with guardrails. It's crazy. I don't know if you have a lot of experience with this, but this is one of personally.
I was going to say, I built the most successful outside of GoHighLevel, the most successful Facebook GoHighLevel group of all time. And I had 20,000 people. It was incredibly active, doing amazing. And it got me not only clients and did so well in teaching the community about GoHighLevel, but I also was going into Facebook and looking up, like plumber, groups or this group or local business groups. That's how I got one of my first clients ever. I just went into a local business group and I typed in, does anyone need a website? I do not recommend doing that, by the way. You will get kicked out of the group. But at the time I was young, I did not understand, but it worked. But once again, don't do that. But there's other ways to position it and provide value inside of groups. Don't just ask for handouts. But I didn't know any better. But it worked. It got me one of my first clients in the car detailing niche.
Absolutely incredible. 10 is paid ads, the ultimate black hole of your wallet. So let me explain this to you. So really with paid ads, and Dom is honestly probably more experienced with this, they are the equivalent to dumping gasoline on a fire. You can scale so fast. And I've had really good success.
I was going to say either dumping it on a fire or dumping it in the ground with nothing nearby.
Well, that's exactly what I was about to say. That's exactly what I was going to say. Emphasis on having a fire to dump the gasoline onto. And a lot of people, as you know, Dom, they'll go in and they won't have a proper offer. They won't have proper fulfillment. They won't have any cloud. They'll have all these things not in place. And they immediately go to paid ads. And then they say stupid, shitty statements like this. Paid ads don't work. No, bro, they do. It's just you went about it backwards. So I don't know if you want to put anything. I know you've run a gazillion dollars in paid ads. I would definitely give these people a stern warning because I think paid ads are great. Time and place, though. Time and place.
I think paid ads are a machine. And if one thing is, screwed in wrong, that machine won't work. You have to have a lot of things. You have to have not only a good business and a good service and a good offer, but you have to have a good creative and you have to have a good hook. Like all of these things have to be pretty good. If one thing is wrong, it's, because I've seen people that have amazing hooks and an amazing ad and it gets so many clicks and so many sales and all this stuff, but their value and what they're actually giving out is trash. So then they have a really bad reputation. Boom, they're dead. It has to be both. You have to be good at what you do, have a good value, and you have to have a good ad. If you don't have all of those things, then yeah, you're kind of wasting money.
100%. Yeah, couldn't have said it better. And one more thing I would say about ads in general is I always recommend for SaaS agencies and beginners to get to at least $8,000 a month recurring. That way they can take a bit of that and test as a budget. I see too many people that don't have any cash flow trying to make this work. If you don't have a couple thousand just to test, don't even try. Like, please, just because all it's going to do is give you PTSD with running ads. And like, just don't do it. Wait till you have
one other thing. I was going to say one last thing on ads. I could talk about this forever and I have tons of videos on this, so I'm not going to do it. But there's a simplicity about ads. You'll see so many videos that are like, no, you have to do this. And there's like a 90-page thing for how to optimize your ads. And you have to use a custom audience. No, you're being lied to. It's like that weird thing where they're trying to make it seem more complicated than it is. It is not true, especially local ad outreach. Like it actually is the simpler, the easier. I could go out and film a video of like me mowing a lawn with my phone. It's going to do 100 times better than some professional camera crew, this, that, whatever, at least in the local region. It's going to do so much better because it's more real. People can trust that video way more than something that looks like Nike produced it. It's like you have to be simple. There is a simplicity behind it. I have videos that go through the entire ad process. It's not hard. Anyone can do it. Just like I said, you got to have a good product, a good value, and a good creative.
I love it. Absolutely. So number 11 is super simple. It's strategic partnerships. This is what I recommend if you get into either Dom's community or my community, wherever these communities are. There's a billion of them for free. Connect with people that have, let's say, your weak spot covered. So if they're really good at prospecting and you're good at fulfillment, link up with them. This is not hard. This is basic networking 101. And I've seen a lot of people go really far, really fast doing this. You connect with another SaaS owner. If you're in the beginning, you can link up with them and then help each other out. Very simple one, very straightforward. There's really not much to it. I would just suggest a lot of people that struggle to do that because sometimes you can learn too from them. You know what I mean? You can get stuff out of that.
This is another thing I could talk ages for because I have tons of partners in different areas, I personally believe, and this is something I was thinking about yesterday that I wanted to bring up in some type of podcast or interview, so this is perfect. When you're doing a strategic partnership, emphasis on strategic, a lot of people will find others that are like-minded as them and join partnerships with them. I don't do that. I find people that are completely different that are really good at other things that I don't do. Like with my land clearing business, I'm not in a machine all day. I've never done that in my life. Like I've been in a machine like once or twice ever. And why would I join with someone who's really good at tech, like for a land clearing business? It doesn't make any sense. So I strategically joined with someone who had 10 years of experience in a machine, and he goes and runs it and he hires everybody and he does an amazing job. I did that on purpose. I knew the kid forever and I knew he was really good at that. And I knew I wasn't. And so a lot of times you find someone that's really good at something that you're either not good at or you don't want to be good at. You don't want to waste your time. And then you have to be really good at something else. And that's the partnership. Partnerships are way harder to scale and take, to the next level if you guys aren't on that same wavelength. So just make sure you're picking the right partner. I had a lawyer tell me once, this is bad, but he said partnerships are like marriages. They're not meant to last. And, he's kind of right. So you got to be careful. Make sure you have contracts in place that support everybody and make sure everyone's doing what they're supposed to be doing. As long as you're not greedy, you'll be fine.
Yeah, agreed.
Greed kills every single partnership. I swear to God.
Number 12 is what I call web subs. These are possibly the most obnoxious kind of prospecting, but if you couple these with other strategies, They can help so much. Let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. So this is Custom Property Solutions. This is Dom's land clearing business. Please do not spam him, but this is the example I am using. You would go, okay, to your lead or whoever you want's website, and you would simply click their website submission form, and you would fill it out, and you would basically try to pitch them. Now, this is like really annoying, and it's part of me like doesn't like doing this because I hate people that do this. But if you can do this in tandem, which is together with, let's say, cold email, cold calling, and walk-ins, which I'm going to go over in a second, you will get their attention because half of the battle is getting their attention. This is a phenomenal way to get the attention of people because you basically go right into their leads. And what do business owners love? Leads. So they look, they go, okay, where's this coming from? So if you can say cheeky little messages like, oh, I'm back, like, you know, you can just be funny with it. They'll get annoyed, but they'll know who you are. And half the battle is knowing who you are. So I don't know if you have any thoughts on this, Dom. I've seen this work really well with other prospecting strategies to garner attention.
Correct. I think it works like you just said. I think it works really well hand in hand with something else, because if you just, inquire about a project and don't have a project, then they might be pretty upset. But if you inquire about a project and they don't get back to you or something, you can use that as leverage and be like, hey, I noticed you didn't send me an automatic text response back. I noticed like the email went to spam. I noticed this, whatever didn't work for you to close this deal, even though it's not a real deal. Like that is something that you could at least cold call and have something to say. Like we said in the beginning, if you're going to cold call, have a reason. This is a reason.
That's perfect. You said it better. All right. Number 13 on the list is webinars. So you can come right into High Level, go into sites and go into webinars, and you can create one of these for free. This is awesome. High Level's made this so easy to do. And all a webinar is basically a piece of value in a video where you drive traffic to. That is the most simple form of this. Now, you're probably going to need to use paid ads to make this work really properly. And these are a little bit of an older strategy. But if you wanted to do almost like a lead magnet webinar, which I'm going to get into lead magnets here in a sec, this can be extremely powerful to basically just help a business owner out. And what this does is it naturally leads to your offer. I do think this is a decent way. It is about outdated. So you may want to make it not like a 3-hour like bullshit presentation, but you might want to like weave in some actual value. I don't know what you think about that, Dom.
I never got into the webinar game, but I know a ton of people who have and are extremely successful. Webinars are like very good for getting people's attention right then, right there. It's more of an impulse thing. I'm impulsively talking to you live, or, some people do re-recorded webinars, which is totally fine too, but it feels like it's live. Like I'm talking to you live like we're doing right now with Declan, and that gets people to act now. Like, hey, you've got 30 minutes left, or you've got 30 seconds left to get this offer. That's where webinars do really well. Do I think they're a little outdated? Yes. Do I still think they work? Of course they still work. I think they're going to work forever. It's a really good form of almost like video sales. But yeah, I mean, it just depends on your preference. If you're a webinar person and you've been a webinar person for a while, then definitely stick with it.
I love it. Okay, number 14 is lead magnets. I think this is the thing that I see people absolutely butcher the most. Let me explain what this is and how you can learn this, because if you get this right, it is the easiest way to get prospects to say yes. So again, I recommend you go to acquisition.com. This video alone, I'm telling you right now, has probably made me close to 200K. This is the most valuable video, in my opinion, that Alex has put out in this course. And actually in any of his courses. Now, some people, they've already have this dialed in, so this isn't. But this helped me so much. It's actually responsible for helping me win a lot of awards, especially the Go High Level Award. Go to acquisition.com, go to courses, go to Leads course, Lead Magnet Mastery. This is the most in-depth, like overarching view of lead magnets in all business niches. Like, dude, Dom, like gold. Like this video.
I'm going to check it out.
So good because it's so simple. It goes over the most basic like fundamentals of how you get people, how you provide value for a business and then get them to say yes. So I don't know if you have any thoughts on this, but like this here is like, I recommend everyone, like if there's one thing you do from this video, please watch this because it is the most missing thing in the online world today. Because a lot of you guys are acting like complete idiots and you're being lazy and you're sending a pre-made PDF or a bit of a shitty report that you got off ChatGPT. Like, it doesn't work. Or the wrong lead magnet makes people not want to buy from you because they know what you're doing. You're just trying to slip it in. If you do this right, which is a free trial, a bunch of other stuff I'm not getting into, you'll convert like crazy. I mean, again, I could ramble and rant on this for like 3 hours. I'm literally so passionate about this one video, but I don't know what you think about that, Don.
I was going to say it's an important point of what you just said about the PDF, or something that can be easily copied and pasted, something that if I can do it and you can do it, maybe it's a problem. Like that's what I think about it. Like if literally me, Dominic Baptist, and then you, Joe Schmo, whatever, can do it at the same time and give the exact same lead magnet or the exact same video or this or that, it might be an issue. I said might, it can still work, but if you're on there, if it's your face, if it's your voice, if it's your this, that, whatever, and you have your own kind of brand and you're showing people like, yes, it is me, then you're going to have a way better chance. That's why, you know, certain things that are just copy and paste, boom, 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 they're not my favorite. Yes, they work quantity over quality, but dude, if you can kind of have your own vision, your own thing, and it can only be you, you have a much better chance.
It's so much more powerful. Number 15 is the medieval approach, which is direct mail. So direct mail is exactly how it sounds. You send people mail. So it can be like physical mail. You can write it in. This is Dom's favorite, by the way. You can put in a basic letter, a card. I'm not going to lie. This is extremely powerful. And I have tested this. Now, this is good for service-based businesses or you to do for them. But as a SaaS agency, no one does this. And you can use companies like Everydoor Direct, and there's a million of them where you can mass send this. I'm telling you right now, it's very underrated. Is it extremely old-fashioned? Yes, but mail is dying. Like everyone does paperless statements now for all their stuff. Like the mail, physical mail is kind of dying. The thing is that opens up a big opportunity for you to just go immediately to their door. And I mean, you could even like write a crayon, like to Andrew, or, you know, whatever you want to do, that it's so direct. So I don't know what you think about this, Dom. I can't tell if you're loving this or hating this, but this one it's powerful, bro. I've used it before. It does work. It's just a little old-fashioned.
I think you'll be shocked by my response of this. Obviously, I think everyone's expecting me to be like, what are you talking about? Like, no one's sending out direct mail. But there are companies that I've actually worked with in the past, and companies that I want to work with in the future, that do direct mail, but they have their own spin on it. Not only do they make it look nice and look great, and, you know, it's a good marketing technique, whatnot, and it's physically in their hand, but they offer like really cool things, like sending a brownie in the mail or sending like popcorn in the mail, like something like that. Yeah, it's a little bit more expensive, but you got to admit, like, if you sent a brownie in the mail and it's really good, they're going to read it. They're going to read everything, and they're going to at least maybe reach out and be like, hey, thanks for the brownie, or thanks for the cookie, or thanks for this. There are companies that will do that for you. You don't have to cook the brownies or anything. There are companies that you can literally set that up where you don't have to touch anything and send out all these cool little things. Or maybe it's a pen or a pencil or something with your logo on it, like something that's going to get their attention and be like, whoa, why did I get this gift from somebody that I don't know? These are things that I think about. I'm like, direct mail, but on steroids, like the next level of it. I think that can work really well. It works incredibly well for like physical businesses. We were going to do it because we make a lot of deals with farmers because we do land clearing, and we were going to send out the brownies or something like cool to every single farmer in our county and anyone in the surrounding area, and be like, hey, we're doing land clearing in this area and we would love to work with you, and here's a little gift from us, and, you know, let us know if we can get a quote or if we can help you out.
You know what I love about what you just said? You are referencing your land clearing company, which means this also works super well for service-based business. So you guys even weapon yourselves with this as part of your Go High Level offer. I mean, you wouldn't that be awesome? Because if you're, say you're doing, you know, pizza stuff or lawn mowing, I mean, I can't tell you, every guy I've ever hired to mow my lawn, dude, I never looked online. It was some random guy coming up to my door like, hey, bro, it's like.
Well, it's B2B. This is like really good for B2B. Like, yeah, not only B2C, you know, if you're a real estate agent, you want to send this to every single house and be like, hey, you're looking to list it, whatever. You know, my mom's a real estate agent. We've talked about doing this, but I have a telecom business. We were only doing B2B. So I would love to send these out to every single business. Any business that has a cell phone or a landline phone can use my telecom business. So why not like spend $1,000 or something? One client's gonna make that back. So like $1,000 is gonna get you, you know, X amount of mail sent out around town. And I would totally do like what I just said, like a brownie or something, because that business is gonna look at that. They're probably gonna eat it and they're gonna be excited about it. And then you call them if they don't call you first and say, hey, did you get that amazing brownie I sent you? All right, let's set up this meeting, dog. Like that's how it works. Like that's not even a cold call, man. That's super warm.
Yeah, ultra warm.
Yeah.
Okay, number 16, by far the scariest, but in my opinion, the best way. It will always be the best because it is the most direct way to get people. You can search plumbers, HVAC, electricians, landscapers, land clearing, whatever. You can find where they're at, get their address, and walk in. I recommend you watch the Alex Ramosi lead magnet video. Have something physical, like a checklist, something of value, and what I recommend with the walk-ins is do not try to sell them on the first go. This is a problem I see. People go in and they get super aggressive with the sales. Just let them know who you are. Buy them a coffee, do whatever. I still think, even though this is very unscalable and very difficult and scary because people tell you to get out sometimes, it is the best way. And I'll tell you 2 reasons why. And Dom, I think you'll nod your head with me. Number 1, you have unlimited follow-ups with these people. You can literally follow up until they call the police, which they won't. People can block you on social media with 1 click. What are they going to do? Get armed guards to carry you out? No, you have unlimited follow-ups, means you can always follow up and come back. Number 2, it is the most direct way. You are literally talking to them face to face in their own territory. It's phenomenal. It is scary, but it works.
Walk-ins are scary, but I know tons of my affiliates that did walk-ins and were closing like 2 or 3 a day. And they were getting told no, like 15 times a day, but it didn't matter because those couple of yeses or those follow-up, like, oh yeah, well, we'll do another, like a formal meeting on Tuesday. That's good. That's still something. So like that happens way more often than cold calls. Obviously you're gonna have a way better success rate. It also shows that like you're determined, and it shows that you're next to them, which is huge because there's so many people that are like, no offense, but they'll call from like a foreign country and be like, hey, I can help run your ads from Africa. Like, no, man, you're going to take my money and run. Like at this point, if you take my money, you're right down the street. I'm going to go beat your unit. It's like but there's something about that. If you could run into the person that's helping your marketing, if you could run into them at your local gas station, like there's something about that that's like trustworthiness, and it makes things way easier to like close deals because they're like, oh, this guy's like lives right on the street. Like, what are you talking about? I'm definitely going to go with him versus this guy in Texas or this guy in India or whatever. I feel like that's going to help you a lot, and it just solidifies that you're serious about what you do.
I love it. Number 17 is freelance marketplaces. So you can come to places like Fiverr or Upwork, and I'm sure there's some others, but these are really the biggest. And you can just come in and search exactly what you want. So it'd be like websites or, whatever you want to put in. And what this will do is this basically is a database of freelancers. A lot of these people overseas, but they'll do websites for you. And you can get listed in these. And yes, this takes a while, but for a lot of people that want to go a very niche route and take and are okay with taking time with this, it is really powerful. And if you get rated high and you get enough jobs, it'll send you autopilot leads. But again, do not expect this shit to work overnight. This is just like SEO. It is a slow burner. Like, please be patient if you're going to use this, because it is awesome because people will send you leads and you'll get people coming to you. It's like YouTube though. You got to get ranked. I don't know if you got any thoughts on this, Dom, but this is kind of a one that's like, it's a long-term strategy.
Yeah. I love Fiverr. I use it all the time. Upwork, Fiverr, these things are perfect. Me as a customer of it, someone who goes to here whenever I need a business card done. I just had my business cards done through Fiverr. I had someone design it for me and this and that, whatever. When I need something edited, when I need something like right here, right now, I'm actually trying to create an app. You think I'm going to go create that app? Absolutely not. I go straight to Fiverr. I don't care if it costs 10 grand. You can find them people. Like, yeah, these are all things like, that business owners like myself think about. The first thing we think about is like, oh, how can I get this done without me doing it and without me taking a bunch of my time? I will just pay someone to do it. And there you go.
And people are in that exact same boat looking for marketing people. So it's exactly what you said.
That was my point. Yeah, that's my point. Is like, I am a customer of this. Like I would be using this to find people that are good at what they do.
Number 18, lead gen agencies. This is like playing with fire. Be very careful because I don't need to go super in depth in this, but this is essentially hiring people to do the outreach for you. This could be hiring someone to run ads for you. This could be hiring someone to do cold email for you, cold outreach, cold DMs, you name it. The problem about this though is it can be very expensive. And number 2, results are always skewed. Some of these guys, they'll make guarantees, but there's so many conditions that you get the guarantee that it's like at that point, you're doing the work. This should only work if you have a lead gen agency that works. By the way, if you have any questions about this, you can drop a comment. I can recommend some people. I would not do this unless you're past 10K a month and you really want to scale up what you have, because there's so many people out there that promise to get you X, Y, and Z, and it's trash. It's utter and complete garbage.
That is. Yeah, I could talk about this forever because I've actually hired lead gen before when I understand lead gen. Like I hired it because I didn't want to do it anymore and I didn't want to go through Google ads and kind of like take on Google ads. So I hired someone for it. And I'm actually really close with that person to this day, but it just didn't work out. And I'm still cool with them, but it didn't work out because I realized like, why am I paying someone this amount of money when I could just press a couple buttons myself and save that amount of money and then use that money to put it into more ads in my ad budget. So there's things that if you understand these things, then it makes sense to either hire one or not hire one. You will know. But if you don't understand them and you hire one, then you're screwed because you have no idea what to tell them. You don't know what they're doing with your money. They might be putting like 90% of your budget into themselves and 10% into your actual ads. These are all things that you need to know before you go in. So you have to be educated before you get into lead gen, before hiring a lead gen at least. It's a slippery slope.
Okay, number 19 is networking. This was one of my most successful ways. I have a couple of students that have crossed over, and you can watch our testimonies if you don't believe me, over 50 grand a month with just going to BNIs. I personally think this is one of the best on the list if you were under 10K a month. I think in this age, networking is one of the best ways. Hands down, in my opinion. And actual networking, not just like bumbling around, but like real networking. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So you have multiple different options. You have the classic BNI, which is Business Network International. And what you can do with this is you can basically go in and it's a group of business owners looking to help each other out. That is one. You have Chamber of Commerces. These are literally everywhere. Again, these are every town, every city. And then there's Rotary, which I think is one of the most underrated, which is how I actually got some of my biggest clients back in the day, because this has all the nonprofit people. And believe it or not, nonprofits' pockets are very deep and they're always looking for people to help them. So I have seen freakish success with Rotary. I mean, I've met like whales, like 5K per month clients in there if you're a SaaS agency, which is like shocking because people go there to help the community. But another part on Rotary is that it actually is a lot of people that have to get credits to get into local politics because you have to have done work for the community, and they do it through Rotary. So I actually brushed shoulders with a lot of politicians that were connected at the regional and even at the state level. Like I met the governor of Virginia and stuff like that. So this can be extremely powerful. And there's like so many little local networking events like that pop up, or there's like quality contacts, all these things. And you can just look them up on ChatGPT or here. And guys, you can show up for free. It is probably the easiest, fastest way other than walk-ins to get clients because, and Dom, you'll know this, it's a room full of business owners. Like you're trapped in there with people with money. I personally, networking is like, I could talk all day on it because I have a lot of my students, it's like they've blitzed this and it's been one of their aces in the hole, like by a lot.
Yes. It's the famous quote, it's not what you know, it's who you know. That's literally what this is. Networking is one of those things that's almost unfair. It's like, I've seen people that are so much better than others at whatever it is that they're doing, lawn care, landscaping, marketing, but because they know the person or because someone else knows the person or it's their nephew or whatever, they get the job over the guy that's much better. Like that's just how it, and this is also for huge contracts. What do you think happens in those like big defense contracts? It's who they know, man. That's how they're getting the contracts. That's how they're getting it. So if you think about that on a much smaller scale and be like, wow, if I had connections with the guy, like I make connections with the people who are in charge of the business journal in my town. Like I go to the top. I'm like, yo, dude, then I can just, you know, the way down is so much easier because I'm just like, I know the guy at the top, so he's going to put me in connection with anybody. And so these are things that I, you know, I'll set up meetings with the top of the business journal guys and like the guys that run everything. And you try to network with anybody that you can. And sometimes you got to be annoying about it. And you got to be, you know, I actually just got a text right now from my mom's real estate boss. And guess what he said? He said, you want to do lunch at 2:00? I don't know what we're going to talk about, but I'll do lunch at 2:00. I'm going to find something to talk about. I've got a bunch of businesses. I got the telecom. Guess what? One of the clients that we need for this telecom business is the real estate group, and they have hundreds of realtors. So you know how much money is in that? Yes, I'm going to set up this meeting, and yes, I'm going to talk about it. You find things to talk about. This guy does real estate all over the freaking country, and so maybe we'll do a real estate deal. Who knows? But I'm going to find out at lunch today.
It's huge what you said about the networking and going to the top, because you can't find these kinds of people through cold DMing or ads. They're just not there. Why? Because they're too busy doing bigger shit. So it's like you're getting that direct line, and it's like, yeah, the good old boys network or good old girls, whatever you want to call it, is very real. People go to the people they trust. It's always how it goes.
You also find out things that you would never find out online. You find out things like what's actually happening behind the scenes. That's why I love SaaS agencies, because you literally get to go behind the scenes of these massive conglomerates and these really, really interesting people. Like I work with a farmer who's, I'm not even joking, I'm not going to name the name, but he's worth like 20 to 30 million, and he wears blue jeans, and I just played him in ping pong the other day, and he's got his car.
Wait, did he win? Did he win?
I beat him. He bet $100, and I told him I was going to win. Like, I'm really good. So I was like, dude, you're going to lose, but he's very competitive. No, he's worth like 30 million, got like 20,000 acres of land. That's probably worth another 20 million. And this guy, like, you'd never know. He's got holes in his jeans, and his truck is missing a door handle. That's crazy, but that's how it is, man. You got to network. You got to find out what makes these people tick. How are they finding these deals? How is someone worth 50 million, 30 million, 20 million? That, you know, has cowboy boots on, and you wouldn't even know, you would see this guy at the gas station and think nothing of it.
So number 20 is business associations. In my opinion, as far as having people sent to you, this is the combination of referral systems and online communities and in person. It's extremely powerful, but it is a slow burner. Let me explain to you what this is. So this is just an example of a business association. Basically, every single niche has an association. And what an association is, it is a group of like-minded entrepreneurs in the same niche that help each other grow, learn tips, tricks, grow their businesses. That's where you come in, and a bunch of other stuff. And these have in-person events, as you see here. They have online communities, and they have what's called the Golden List, which is a directory of all of the plumbers, lawyers, name the niche, in that list. And if you win over the trust of the people that own it, not only will they send you leads, they will give you like free carte blanche, like go at it prospecting rights to everyone in the association, and they will back you. This takes a long time to warm up, but I have seen people go from like 15K a month to 40K a month with this and no paid ads. This is how you turbocharge shit. And this will get you into some of the most tight-knit, like business groupings that you can get to. And there's plenty of them for every niche: landscaping professionals, movers of America. I mean, I could go on forever, and you can literally go on ChatGPT and just look up business associations in plumber, whatever, you name it, and you can find it. Like, it's got it all. Again, this is a slow burner, but it's gold. I don't know if you use these, Dom, but like goated. Like,
I just set up a meeting, and my business partner is becoming very good friends with a certain person that you would think would be our competitor, but he's actually in charge of the entire landscaping and lawn care association and the small business association in our area.
Cool.
Yeah. It's insane. So like, where some people would be like, oh, that's your competitor, it's another lawn care business. Absolutely not. These guys that are super big and in charge of these associations aren't necessarily seeing us as their competitor. They're more so like seeing us as someone that can help them, and we can help each other. When they have jobs they don't want to do, they'll sub them out to us, because guess what? They don't have to do it, and we give them a percentage for us doing it. Why wouldn't they do that? They're like, oh, I'm not doing this little job. I'm worth 8-10 million, and this company's worth 1 million. They'll do the little job. We'll focus on the big jobs. And us little companies, because yes, my company is small, we're only 3 years in, we'll take those little jobs all day long, because little jobs to a big company are still 30, 40, 50K. So I'm fine with them.
Crazy. Yeah, that couldn't have been said better. Associations are where it's at. You just see Dom in real life going through this. Like, it is like networking on steroids.
Yes.
It's just like turbocharged, trend out, just like it's God level. 21, last but not least, warm outreach, aka reaching out to the homies, reaching out to people you know. Very simple, very straightforward. You reach out to 10 people you know. What I suggest you do with this is what has worked so well with all of my students and people I've talked to, is get a list of as many people as you know that know someone that has a business or they have a business. So 2 of those things, so you can tap into their audience. Then you will just send them an email or a text message. This is key. Not asking them for business, but asking them if they know anyone that could use your service. That way you're not directly bothering them, but you're also getting bonus points if they want that thing that you just offered. So that I actually recommend everyone start with. Very simply, reach out to everyone you know. It's the most simple way, but do it that way, where you get a list of all the people you know and then reach out being like, hey, I'm offering websites. Do you know anyone that could use it? And then you're good to go. So yeah, I think that's a great last one, Dom, even though it should be first, oddly enough. Even though these aren't in direct order, I just think that is a very easy way to get clients in without literally doing anything. It's tapping into your network.
Yep, that's one of the first things I teach is warm outreach. It's literally going to your family, friends, every person that you know that's employed either has a business or is working for someone that has a business, obviously.
Exactly.
So they know their boss, I'm assuming. They know their manager, they know their secretary, whatever it is, they know the person that's going to get you in touch with the person that you need to get in touch with. So why not do warm outreach? It doesn't make sense not to do it. It's kind of weird. If I started a lawn care business tomorrow, why would I be afraid to tell my parents? No, I would tell them first, be like, dude, I'm mowing your lawn. Let's go. Like, these are the things that you have to do. You have to be, aggressive, and you've got to be talking to as many people as you can.
So that's it, guys. That is the 21 ways to land clients. Okay, so what I really recommend you guys do, if you have any questions, because this is not a one size fits all thing. A lot of people think you can just do the snapshot approach to everything. Don't do it. What I'd recommend you do is drop comments down below of questions you actually have. Me and Dom will answer them very quickly. And then if you have any questions, you feel free to reach out to me on Facebook or WhatsApp. Dom, how do you want them to reach out to you? I know you got a bunch of different sources. What's the best way?
The easiest way is definitely Instagram, Dom Baptist on Instagram. You can also reach out through email. You can text me. It's very easy to get in contact with me, I'll be honest. You can leave a comment on pretty much any social media that I have, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and I will get in touch with you and I'll tell you exactly where to go. All of my links in my descriptions have a chat bot on the bottom of my landing pages. Reach out in the chat bot. I will respond.
Dom answers really fast. Trust me, I know. I would put stuff in when I first was getting started. He helped me a lot. I would just drop it and he would answer really quick. That's actually something that, to be honest, guys, one of the reasons I'm talking about this for you guys to take advantage of this opportunity to get free advice is that like a lot of the other guys in this space don't do this. They either have a bot or something that like we will legitimately help out and just direct you. So I recommend you leave comments or message because that's just going to help you.
Absolutely. You got to be hands-on with your affiliates.
And there you go, guys. Those are the best methods by far for lead generation. I love this interview. I love this video. It really expanded on so many different ways to go out and get sales and to expand a business from nothing to 6, 7, 8 figures. Big shout out to Declan for doing the presentation. And I'm going to leave all of his socials in the description below in case you want to follow him. But before I end the video, I have to talk about me for a second. If you guys become one of my Go High Level affiliates and you sign up with my 30-day free trial link, and you're going to get all 3 of these courses that you're seeing right here. The software agency course, which is going to get you set up from absolutely nothing from scratch inside of Go High Level to a fully running and developed GHL agency. It has the snapshots, all the tutorial videos, and you can get through it in just a couple hours. Next, you're going to get my Business 101 course, which breaks down everything you need to know about Business 101. This goes way beyond just the agency side. It truly shows you how to start and run your own business. Whether it's lawn care, landscaping, digital marketing agency, it doesn't matter. It's all in here. And then last but not least, we have the lead gen and onboarding course, which is a completely white labeled snapshot that you can not only use, but put inside of your agency, and it will help take care of your onboarding for you. There are white labeled videos that I created that break down everything a client would ever need to know about Go High Level. So all you have to do is show it to your clients and you're good to go. But that's pretty much it, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Go try out some of these methods. If you have any questions for me, send me a DM on Instagram. You can text me, email me, however you want to reach out, or just leave a comment on this video. Make sure to give a like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.